tinfoil hat. Oh, what the guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat, live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios adjacent. That's right, you go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code TINFOIL, and you too can get in on the Precious Metals game for as little as $50 a month, sent right to your house. It's that simple. Your money is every day gets worth less and less. Stabilize it, put in precious metals, thank me later. Okay, and we thank them for sponsoring the show. Very excited to have our returning guest back, returning champion. He's killing it on YouTube. His YouTube videos are always in my algorithm. God bless crazy people on TikTok, huh? Very excited to have him back. He's got a show. Just did a show by the time this airs, but he's got shows in the United States. So if you go to his website, he'll tell us all about it. Isaac Butterfield, how are you, brother?
Good, mate. Good. Great to be here. I'm in LA at the moment in some strange Airbnb where they requested that we not wear shoes inside, and they provided little slippers for us to wear inside the house. So
sounds Korean to me. Sounds Korean to me.
It's
That's
very
definitely
Asian.
some Korean
It's
shit
great.
right there.
It's great. So no, it's good to be here. We're just in Austin for 2 weeks doing some spots out there and doing a show as well. And mate, great to be in a little bit of cooler climate, but Austin was cool too. I do love Texas. So
Where'd you go up in Austin?
so we stayed just not too far from the city, and where did I go up? Is in spots. I did a show at the Vulcan, my own show, and I did the Kill Tony regular show there as well. Not that I'm a regular, but I did it for some reason. And did some spots around town, and I actually got to go on Kill Tony as well, which will come out next week, I think. So that was really cool to be able to do that. Such a massive podcast, and
It's huge. It's unbelievable how big that got.
The amount of people like next door, that's where everyone sort of waits to do their spot if they get on or get drawn. Like there's 300, 400 people there just milling around nervous. It's crazy. And I've been doing stand-up for like 11 years now, and I was shitting it. Like I got pulled out of the bucket, and I was like, how do I do a minute? Like a minute of stand-up is weird, you know? You just got to...
It's unnatural.
It's so unnatural. You walk out there and you just got to boom.
Well, it also lends itself to a certain type of act, doesn't it? You know, the minute set.
It does. It's sort of like that really hard and fast sort of humor, like a Jimmy Carr would run with, and that's sort of the mentality I went with my set. So I know a lot of people might just do one joke with one punchline, but I think you need to be successful on that show. I think you need six, seven.
Yeah, that format is great. They're both my very good friends. I love both of them, but that format is meant for open micers. It's really meant for open micers because everyone's writing one line, two line, whatever jokes. You know, it's like, when was the last time you were? I mean, I haven't been to an open mic forever, but when was the last time you saw an open micer tell a long story?
Yeah, well, I had to do, because I didn't know anyone in Austin, I just went and did open mics, and I was doing 3-minute spots or 4-5-minute spots. So a lot of the jokes that I have, I'm doing an hour or an hour and a half.
100%, dude.
It's really tough. It's really tough to condense that, but anyway.
That could be like 2 stories.
Yeah, easily. So it was really cool. And what they've got going on out there, I mean, I don't have much to compare it to in Australia. Like, you could do probably more sets in a week there than you could in Australia in a year. Like, it's crazy. So it's where if that's your game, like that's what you want to get good at. I mean, you got to be in the hubs, and I guess LA is a hub and New York's a hub, but definitely Austin's a huge hub now.
Boston's a hub, LA's a hub. San Francisco was a hub. I don't know if it still is. Yeah, you gotta get to a big city because then they have multiple stand-up nights, and that's the only way to do it. The problem is that so many people are moving not to get good stand-up, but to just get on Kill Tony.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
I mean,
flooded with minute comics.
my wife loves Kill Tony. Like she just loves she loves Kill Tony and she loves watching Adam Ray. Like she's obsessed with Adam Ray. It's hilarious. Like I think I'm her second favorite comedian after Adam Ray. She's
We
actually
love Adam Ray. We love Adam Ray.
She's going to see him tomorrow night at the Comedy Store, and I'm babysitting. So that's how good I'm going.
Aw, that's a good dad. That's a good dad,
mate. No, she wanted to go, and we don't like leaving our son with random people, particularly in a different country if we don't know them, sort of thing.
I think that's called good parenting.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean, as much as it's fun to go places, I'd much rather keep him safe. But yeah, she got me into watching Kill Tony, and yeah, it's amazing what they've done to that city. Like as I said, the 300 or so people in that room, they're there every week. There's people that have signed up to do a minute, and they've never done an open mic, but they've been signing up for 2 years and haven't got on. So it's beyond crazy. Like
that's crazy. Wow. Wait, so you're saying they're people just waiting to go up there for their first time? So that's mad.
Yeah,
wow.
There was a guy behind me when I was signing up for the first week. So I signed up for 2 weeks, got on the second week, and he said to me, mate, he goes, I'm just really nervous. I've never done stand-up before. I was like, what are you doing here, mate? He goes, I heard there was a show on. I said, have you seen the show? He goes, no, I haven't really seen the show. I'm like, fucking man, you're walking into the lines, dude. That's terrifying. And he goes, have you done stand-up before? I was like, yes. Yes, I have.
Yeah, 11 years. 10 years is when you get your doctorate, and then you really start to find out about yourself. It's very interesting. There's guys called like Tommy No Breaks or Timmy No Breaks. I don't even know what his name is.
I tell you what, I saw Timmy No Breaks do some of the best crowd work I've ever seen at the Vulcan 2 or 3 nights ago. It's all new stuff from him. He had every comic was watching upstairs. The crowd, there was only a crowd of like 50 people or whatever.
Such a crazy world we live in.
Man, he is one of the most interesting new people on, the scene.
But here's the problem. He's doing dice.
Oh,
now that is
a lot of the old guard isn't excited about this. And I understand the story that he did it as a dare. Okay, I get it. You did it as a dare. You went up there, you crushed it, and but you gotta get away from dice, dude. Because it's gonna come back and haunt you.
I haven't seen it. How close to dice is it?
It's exactly. I'm not saying he's doing his jokes, but the leather jacket, the collar up,
are you ready for the cook? I mean, it's just that whole thing, dude. He completely the spirit.
And it was a bet. He did a bet. He like the guy he works for told him to go up and do it, so he did it, and it just freaking hit.
Yeah, it really did. I will say he did about 15 or maybe 15 minute set. He did 10 minutes as himself, and it was great. Like just him. He was just doing a bit about, had someone from the audience up. He was fucking on fire. And it wasn't dice, didn't sound anything like Timmy No Breaks.
I hope the guy does well.
Yeah.
I have no ill will. I mean, I have friends who are friends with him, but you gotta drop the dice shit. It's gonna blow up in your face. Especially if you blow up even bigger, then Dice is gonna come. Dice Man cometh, and then he lives for this shit. Yeah. Dice is a very interesting guy because if you actually study him, he's one of the few comics I've said that from the way back, the golden era of, let's say, the 80s comedy, right? He's probably one of 2 guys that you could take from that time, throw him in a lineup today, and they would still crush. And because he still does it. That's Andrew Dice Clay and Sam Kinison.
Well, most of the people Timmy No Breaks is proof that you're right about that.
Okay, there you go. There you go. It's interesting. Again, I'm always excited when all the comedians for comics and young comics. It's a very fast pace to the good stuff. That might be good. That might be bad. I always feel like if you skip steps, your process.
What do you think about Cam Patterson? Do you think because he just did what Was that
Saturday
big
Night
thing?
Live?
Yeah, he just did that. You think it was too much of a jump, too fast, too soon, or you think he's one of those ones that's like he's got something?
I think he's got something. I think, like I've talked to Cam Patterson a couple times. He's a very nice guy. It is a quick rise. I would tell you that a big part of it is that he's plug and play. You know exactly who he is and what he's doing, and he fits a kind of a character we've seen before, which is fine. And it's like, God bless. I hope he crushes those sketches. I mean, like when I was doing panel and he came out and he was talking to me, I go, dude, I don't have a clue what the fuck you just said, dude. What did you just say? I don't even know. What did you just say?
Do you think
Because
he
they're
needs to do Saturday Night Live? Couldn't he just do his own thing, like what he's doing now? Like, wouldn't that be the move?
Well,
I mean, I don't know much about Saturday Night Live. It's not big in Australia, but
guess what? It's not big in America either.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, wouldn't you just run your own race here? Like, he's got so much momentum in this game at the moment. I would think that you would just run with it, but maybe.
Well, it's also like if someone went, hey, you want to go to a Playboy party? And you're like, yeah, Playboy party. Let's go. And then, but it's not the Playboy party of the 80s. It still just has that name recognition that you would want to just check it out. So, it pays well. If you hit on that, you get shot right into all the acting gigs you could possibly want. So in that aspect, it's still good. Who knows how long it will last? So this gets into a lot of great stuff because Isaac, real quick, did you tell them where they can find you before we get too deep into this episode? Can where they find you and all that?
You can find me all over YouTube. You just type in Isaac Butterfield. I'm all there. Plenty of videos every single week, and I'm doing a tour in the United States right now, just a couple of shows. Just trying to get my foot in the door in this great country, and yeah, it's just as you can see here, it's just I talk on all manner of shit on YouTube. So head to isaacbutterfield.com for tickets if you are in the land of the free.
Well, if I ever have my comedy chaos going, you're more than welcome to jump on it. It's in the main room.
Thank you.
I'd love to have you on.
Absolutely.
LA's weird. I'm part of the older guard, and I just love chaos, and these kids don't get it anymore. They just like 20 years ago, most of these kids would be doing corporate gigs and on cruise ships based on the act that they're doing. There's nothing provocative anymore. Like everything else in the world is extreme. UFC, OnlyFans, backyard brawls, horror films, pranks, everything's extreme. Comedy, it's like get more and more safer and safer and safer, dumber and dumber and dumber, and it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it just goes through waves. I always say right now that we're in our wedding singer phase of comedy. It's like, people are like, hey, chicken dance, come up here, do that, ba, 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 and it's like that, a lot of crowd work. Now I have a crowd work special about to drop because I'm good at it when I hit, if it's fire, and people love that shit. But do I look at crowd work on the same level that I look at storytelling? It's not even close, dude. It's not even close. Storytelling, telling a story on stage is the highest form of stand-up comedy, in my humble opinion.
It's a different sport. That's what it is. It's a whole different thing. Like if you look at someone like Matt Rife, who does so much crowd work, his stand-up, I think, is really, really good. Like I
love Matt Rife. I think he's great.
He's great, but he has that virality aspect that people just eat up. They love that shit. Even though, for the most part, the clips you see online is just the same thing. Who's this? Is this your partner? Is this whatever? Yada, yada, yada. People just eat that shit up. And what comment does that make on human society now? Maybe everyone's just dumb. But he does a great job in his own right doing stand-up. But I think it's just part of the arsenal, isn't it? Like I like to go out and do 10 minutes of crowd work, 5 minutes of crowd work up top before I get into material. Otherwise, it feels a bit forced. I think, you know what I mean? It feels like you're just sort of going out there, not lubing up, just going in dry, and I like to throw a bit of spit on it, and then you go. You're on.
I'm with you, dude. So when I go on the road, if I'm not doing with Eddie Bravo, I'll do 5 shows. By the 5th show, I'm over my act, and they're usually drunk and stupid, so I'll just crowd work the shit out of them. But again, I'm old school. I think a special is great. I think it has to be at least 4. It should be at least 4. I mean, attention spans maybe 30 minutes, but it's got to be good 30. It's got to be a murder 30. I mean, I love our specials. I just don't think anyone gets to the end of them.
Yeah, very fair.
But getting back to the, Saturday Night Live, all this stuff, you kind of come in during a firestorm. People are like the left, which has been the crusaders of cancel culture, canceling people, putting people's heads on stakes, are now mad that, Jimmy Kimmel, who has been canceled. Now, I've been saying this all the time. I have a very good friend on there. It makes me very sad that he might be out of a job. That upsets me a lot because he's a good dude and he's great at his job on there. He does crowd warm up. But, I mean, I know they've come after you a lot. And do you just find it absolutely hilarious that they just have done a 180 on cancel culture?
Yeah, it's so strange because what did Kimmel say? And obviously, it's a private company. They're well within their right to cancel anybody if they.
Johnny, you want to find that?
Contract.
You want to find that?
Yeah, find the clip. Because I feel like I think you should absolutely be able to speak your mind on things, but that doesn't mean there won't be, there won't be any consequences for your words. And if you are employed by someone else and then they have, vested interest wherever, then you might lose your job. Because I don't think he wasn't really cracking a joke, was he? He was sort of.
Well, he kind of was.
There was a joke.
The Republicans.
It was a joke. Okay.
He's saying the Republicans are trying like hell to make it seem like he was a right winger. Not a right winger, basically.
New lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from.
Here's everything you need to know about the off-key monologue that got Jimmy Kimmel show.
That was the main part of it there that got him in trouble, and then he continued. Here, hold on.
Murder.
In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really is the first part.
I thought that was funny.
It's hilarious.
Obviously, the first part is where everybody has a problem with.
Yeah.
That they're trying to label it a progressive when, in Jimmy Kimmel's belief, it's mega, and that's what kind of kicked this off. Well, according to Elizabeth Warren, and you got to take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to her because she's hot garbage, but she says that basically that this affiliate cable company heard the FCC complaining about this through the FCC's podcast. The FCC has a podcast. A government department has a fucking podcast.
You don't listen to those type of podcasts, Sam? The government ones?
I love government podcasts. I love when I have some time off, just sit down and listen to government officials discuss the business of government. It's really great. And their Blue Chew reads are fun. So the insinuation is that, sorry to cut you off too, but the insinuation is that they heard it from that, freaked out because they have business in front of Trump, and that's why they canceled Jimmy Kimmel. Now, the belief on the left is that the FCC put pressure on Jimmy on these cable outlets, and that's why it happened, which
The
would be a
affiliates.
violation of First Amendment. The affiliates, excuse me. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I mean, again, if it's a private company, and if you're trying to sort a deal out with the president, or you're trying to sort something out, and it's going to impede that, then you're probably well within your right to fire someone or cancel someone. Do I think the joke was cancel worthy? No. Do I think that do I think it was funny? Like that second bit was very funny. I think what people found the most distasteful was just trying to shift this whole. And you see it if you spend enough time on Twitter or X, right? You can see the real story coming through, and then you see it regurgitated on the nightly news or the Tonight shows or whatever, a completely fabricated truth. And I think that that's what makes people so angry, is like they know that what everyone's sort of saying out there in the mainstream is complete shit. And then they come out there, they speak it with such gravitas, they speak it with this air of arrogance, like they know the truth about everything. And then we're sitting here with all this evidence in front of us that, there's all these inscriptions on the casings, and there was this, and the boyfriend or the trans, like all of those things. And you're just like, well, where the f*** are you guys on this? Are you not following the same story? So I think that's why it pisses people off. And I think maybe the right-wingers amongst us, maybe they're just sick. Or when I say right-wingers, I mean more centre, slightly right, that most people are. They're just sick of people cancelling them, and then they get one back, and they're like, yes, we got one back, we've won one, but really it's not a great look for free speech. But also, private company can do what it wants with an employee, I guess. So it's a hard one. Like, if someone had shot someone who was, on the left, a very loud figure, someone who was getting a lot of virality online,
George Floyd.
If someone came out on a right-wing show on, network television and said something negative about George Floyd, would he have been, shut down or cancelled? Then probably he would. So does Kimmel deserve it? Well, maybe, if you follow those lines. It's a real tough one, really.
Well, here's the whole thing. Like, obviously a crowd's reaction. There's a lot of stuff going on. If the FCC is involved, that's a violation of America's First Amendment right. That's plain and simple. The government is trying to limit your speech. That is a violation. Let's say that didn't happen. Okay, you're totally right. These private companies have the right to hire and fire whoever they want because it's their business, who they want to represent their business. I myself have gone through this a lot. Now, where it gets really tricky is when it comes to these social media companies, right? Because you can go, oh, they're a private entity, but in reality, they were all formed and worked directly with the intelligence agencies. Their seed money all came from DARPA, the CIA, all these people. So the notion that they're kind of just a private equity is actually ridiculous. That's where I think the problem is, because I don't know about you, but I'm assuming based on the content that you do, you have people coming after you, reporting your content. You got the social media, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not on TikTok, but TikTok. Okay. And you have these people just reporting you all the time because you say things they don't like. So they're totally fine.
I was taken off TikTok at 900,000 followers because I said that men can't have babies in a video.
I mean, just think about how that is.
They had a meeting. They sat down, TikTok Australia. They had like a board meeting about me, about the harm that I was bringing to the people of Australia and New Zealand. Like, it's insane.
I would ask them if I could get the tape. Do you guys have a tape of that meeting? I would love to put it on my YouTube channel.
Wouldn't it be amazing? I'd love to be a fly on the room and just listen to that. Just all, kids straight out of college and university explaining why my entire life is microaggressions. But yeah, it is. It's control. And in Australia, it's somewhat worse. We have a thing or a lady called the E-Safety Commission. Have you heard of her?
Oh my God.
She is she's not, she's part of the government, but she hasn't been elected. She's been chosen, and she was chosen by the right-leaning government, and she's been kept in by the left-leaning government that's in now. And both of those governments have very similar opinions when it comes to free speech and the ability to speak in whatever manner you feel. Like right now in Victoria, and I think in Brisbane or Queensland as well, if you do a Nazi salute, you will go to jail. That's how crazy it is. And, you know, I'm not running around doing that shit, but I think it's a very slippery slope when you start outlawing movements with your body. And I don't think that that's a great way, a great path to head down. But the E-Safety Commissioner can take anything down that she wants, remove. She can find. She's tried to fine Elon Musk like a dozen times. She can demand Facebook take things down if she decrees them not okay. She was trying to get all the Charlie Kirk videos censored in Australia. Like, so we're down here, and this lady's there, and she probably has all these good intentions, maybe, right? She might think she's doing an amazing job. But what she's trying to do is protect everyone, but in doing so, she is inhibiting our ability to live freely as individuals. And I don't think that people understand what's happening in this country. It's very similar to the UK. In fact, in New South Wales, I just did a video on this the other day that'll come out in a couple of weeks or whatever. New South Wales, where I live, the state, they have a new law coming in, or it's in now, where it's based on to protect Jews. So it's an anti-Semitism thing. But the wording of the law has to do with ethno-religious backgrounds, and it goes into detail about gender, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And basically it says if you say something that instills fear or could be construed by a reasonable person as something that's hateful, which means nothing, like that. What does that even mean?
That's unbelievable.
Right? You will be tried not in a civil case, right? Not being sued, but criminally. And the craziest thing about this law is, like, at the bottom it says there is no exceptions to this. Satire and is not considered an exception.
Guys, the crypto market, it's crazy right now. I got one that's just 10xing, okay? Guys, if you want to find out about what cryptos to play, there's no better place than James McMahon's Copy My Crypto. Let me tell you about Copy My Crypto. Guys, does it piss you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you've still done nothing about it? It makes sense. Crypto is complicated and really boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The copymycrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him. It's like having a big brother that knows exactly what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing you don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You just simply copy along. So let me tell you about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has so many more subscribers, and this says 54,000. It's way past that. Okay, he's got a ton of subscribers. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 in each one, it went on to be worth over 123,000. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one he singled out, Phantom, went up 692 times. That happens, man. That one call alone has retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify yourself. So if you'd like to join the over 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing and head over to copymycrypto.com/tinfoil. That's copymycrypto.com/TFH. Okay. You'll not only find proof of everything I've said, but our viewers get full access for just $1. Yes, you missed out on crypto. Buy a little bit here and there, buy a little bit here and there. But there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you miss out on all of them? Nope. Guys, don't waste time. Go to the site and read it. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. It's ended money worries for so many. It just may do the same for you. Hey, guys. Listen, your health is the most important thing about you. Got to be healthy to thrive. And there's no better person to listen to than Christian Yardanov and his Live Longer formula. Okay, let me tell you about Christian Yardanov and livelongerformula.com. Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our good friend Christian Yardanov and his livelongerformula.com. Listen, we're very thankful to be working with him. Every time he comes on the show, he blows it up, man. He crushes it. And I just really want to ask you guys, if you're struggling with health challenges that you are unable to resolve, like digestive problems, low energy, can't sleep, brain fog, or hormone issues like low sex drive, anxiety, and weight gain, yes, and yes. Okay, go to livelongerformula.com and book a free health assessment with my friend Christian Yardanov. Okay, Christian is a longevity author and functional health practitioner, and he will help you get your gut working smoothly, detox yourself, boost your testosterone, sleep like a baby, and function at your best, because you deserve to be your best at all times, thrive, and not just survive, okay? Go to livelongerformula.com/Sam, where you can watch his latest free master class on the 7 deadly health fads that shorten your life. And after watching the master class, if his approach resonates with you, you can book a free metabolic function assessment with Christian so he can help you identify the root causes of your problems, okay? Make sure to mention my name, Sam, when you're booking your session, and you'll get a free gift if you decide to work with him to optimize your health and longevity. Go to livelongerformula.com/Sam and take control of your health now. And we thank Christian for sponsoring this show.
So what does that mean for a comedian in Australia? Does that mean that if I go on and do a bit about, or do a bit about Muslims, whatever, that I could be charged as a criminal because of the words that I've used, because I've instilled hatred in, or brought up something that's hateful? I don't know if we talked about this last time, but over the last 2 years, I've had this battle with the Human Rights Commission in Australia.
What?
Over an Aboriginal joke that I did, and I posted it on TikTok, and it blew up, and I got all these normal death threats and all that horrible shit that everyone on the internet gets. I'm not special, but what came from that after this big blow up was my postman turned up with a manila folder sort of thing, handed it to me, and I was basically served by my postman. It was a document from the Human Rights Commission of Queensland, not even the state that I'm in, or a state that I committed the alleged crime. And basically, one lady had filed a complaint, and I was compelled to attend this hearing because of this joke. And this is what's happening in this country. One person can complain, and she said, but the joke wasn't even that bad. She said that her family felt fear and was scared for their lives because of the jokes that I told on stage. And that went on for like 2 years. They kept changing the date, and then my lawyer couldn't give me a solid answer. He's like, well, "There's no case law on this. I don't know what they're going to run with. We don't know where we're going." So I spent this money and stress and all that type of stuff, and we moved dates because it was around the time my son was born, and it's crazy, all over like jokes, and that's where Australia's going. That's why
was the joke even recorded, or was that just like word for mouth? So she actually had a recording to show, like, he said this.
No, I posted it on TikTok. It was my fault, right?
Okay.
It was doing really well, and then it got caught on the wrong side of TikTok. But what I was going to say was I don't tour in the UK anymore. I'm too concerned that I would be caught up in like old mate who was arrested recently for transgender tweets. The guy who wrote Black Books.
Dude, that is crazy.
That's where Australia's going to, mate. It's not good. It's very bad.
Well, they are slowly moving the, what is it, the Overton window? Is that what it's called, Johnny?
Yes.
Yeah, they're slowly moving it back and forth to get people more and more used to this censorship. And it's like, the problem is when there are people like us and people into the conspiracy world, like people who listen to the show, we're really trying to protect idiots from themselves. Because they don't ever think 2 or 3 steps down the line. You're like, if you're going to sick law enforcement on people doing jokes you don't like, someone will turn around and sick people on you for jokes they don't like.
Yeah.
And it becomes a very slippery slope.
And all these laws that are now written, they've been passed. They're written in all these law books. You know, they're laws of the land. You don't know who your government's going to be in 50, 100 years' time. Like, who's going to use these? What are they going to do to the people? Like, you just give up too much control to the government. And as you saw with what happened in the early part of the 2020s, mate, these people, you know, on a macro level, love control. Maybe, you know, individually they don't want to control people, but something happens with government where they just go, we need to protect all these people, and we know what's right to do for these people, these underlings, these peasants, and that sort of strange way of thinking. But
it's
that's
Marxism,
how they operate.
dude. It's just blatantly straight out of the cultural Marxist book. You empower the alternative. You empower the marginalized. You empower alternative lifestyles. You create gender wars between men and women, okay, and you demonize the majority. That is a direct playbook out of the Bolshevik Revolution. This is exactly what they're doing, and the whole thing is about controlling your speech. Now, if you go to China and you talk to the Chinese, they're all like, "It's so great here," you know, and because they have to, because they're being watched all the time, and if they talk some shit, their credit score goes down, you know. And listen. People will tell you the truth. You can walk down the street in Russia and China at night and not worry about anything happening because the government has everything on lockdown. But what you give up there is any kind of creativity, any ability to think outside the box. There's a reason why America has like 1,000 Nobel Peace Prize winners and Japan has like 0 or like only a few. Or even like China, though. China, too. I mean, Japan's the same thing, though, dude. Japan, you know, they just drill their kids all the time, having to get ready for school, all that shit. And then it just destroys creativity. You know, when you're not allowed to think on your own.
I think Japan has some winners. I think you're.
Yeah, but look at the numbers. So I remember watching a guy from either Japan or China. I think it's Japan. You could look it up.
Japan has 12 physicists, 8 chemists, 3 for literature, 5 for physiology or medicine, and then 2.
And what's that? 40
for peace. Yes.
Okay, 42. How many does America have?
China. Well, I mean, it is a Western centric kind of thing. But hold on, I think it's China that doesn't have relative to their population. China, no.
You know, so they're just trying to create robots. That's all they're doing. They're trying to create robots.
Yeah.
And out here, they're just
a couple.
Again, it gets in this country, in this comedy scene, Los Angeles, which is its own bubble. It's just a bubble, dude. Like it used to be when you did back in the day when I got here, you do all your crazy shit in LA and then you go on the road and dumb it down. Now it's completely flipped.
13 for China, by the way, with far fewer relative to their population than it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely nuts. And it's just like go on.
I don't know how I would go trying to fit in with the LA comedy crowd. I mean, I never fit in with the Sydney comedy crowd, let alone LA. You know what I mean? And I imagine you probably find it difficult, Sam, with the new breed of people coming through, just the way they think and talk and live and breathe. I just struggle to get around that shit. I don't know if I'm 32, but some of these younger dudes that are coming through, I'm just like, mate, shut the. I do not want to hear. I do not want to hear what you're saying. You've got no idea what you're talking about. I don't know, man. It scares me, and
it's
I don't
entitlement. That's what it is. Like when I see young comedians at the Comedy Store, I like to give them advice. I'll give them the advice of my friends who blew up, and I'll give them the advice of what I did because there's a lot of people who like what I got, which is a successful comedy career, but the ability to walk around and not be bothered. It's not for everybody, but I love it. Would I love to sell more tickets? Of course, everybody would. But so I give them advice, and some of these young kids act like I'm holding them hostage.
Right.
They don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
And it's just like this entitlement thing. It's called the Gen Z stare. Have you seen it? Where they're just like, you try to have a conversation with them and they can't gauge. I go to like a Starbucks here. I go, hey man, can I pay a card and tip in cash? They're like, yeah. And then I hand them the tip of like $2, and they just stare at it because it's not enough to cover the price of the coffee. And I go, no, dude, that's the tip. That is the tip for you. And they're like, oh, okay. There's no critical thinking at all. And that's why I'm saying, not only are they not provocative, they hate provocative. They hate it. They hate it because it causes them to, because it's kind of like, people who don't like conspiracies. Why don't they like conspiracies? It's because it's making them have to think.
Is this
right?
You change your take on this Gen Z? Because I remember you were kind of optimistic about Gen Z for a while. And Gen
Well, I was saying that the crowds were fun. I have fun with Gen Z crowds. I'm talking about the other comedians. And they're not that they're not good or they're not good writers, because they are great writers. It's just show me a provocative Gen Z kid who's flourishing. It just doesn't exist. It just doesn't, because everything is done for the algorithm. It's more about the algorithm than it is about the art. And that's fine, because they know what's going to take to blow that shit up. But the truth of the matter is, it's not art. It's just corporate white noise.
They're censoring themselves based on the terms and conditions of apps, even though they're performing live.
That's a great way to put it, dude. What is your philosophy on comedy? Check the terms of service.
It's so
right,
scary.
Mate. I got told very early on by a bloke that you'd know, Al DeBene. He said to me, "Do whatever you think's funny," and I've always
he's great.
I just stuck by that. With all these people saying you can't do that, you can't joke about that, that's punching down. This is bad. Don't do that. If I think it's funny, I'll do it, and if it works, great, I'll continue to do it. If not, rework it or it goes in the trash. That's just how you do it. And it was cool in Austin last week because I was doing crowds that weren't my crowds. And, there was a few jokes that fell flat. There was a George Floyd joke that I finished a 10-minute spot with, and it got absolutely no laughs. It usually does very well. And I just said, nah, that was funny. Good night. Just like, you know what? You can drive home and think about that one. I think it's very clever.
But it's also like I'm in this doc on stand-up called Dying Laughing, and it's really good doc. It didn't get the love that it deserves. Comics watch it, they're like, wow, that was insane. But Chris Rock says it, Chris Rock's like, I like a laugh, I like a boo, I like a hiss, I like a thinking of quiet, I like sigh. Like, that's how it used to be, man. It used to be like that. And now, because like the Tonight Show and all that shit, it's like you gotta get a laugh every bang, bang, bang. It's not art. And it's like the biggest problem, you'll see this if you watch LA comedy enough, everybody's act as they're walking to the stage. Nobody's going out on any limbs. Everything is like, hood black guy, poor white chick, cuck white guy. I mean, like, it's all that shit, and nobody's taking any chances. And it's like, guess what? It works. Cam is on Saturday Night Live because he's a plug and play guy. He's super funny. There's no comment on his comedy. I've seen him at the Comedy Store. He's a funny looking guy, good looking kid. Got an opportunity, blew it up.
The only one that isn't plug and play to me is Tim Dillon, because you don't expect him to be
no, but Tim Dillon made it in a totally different way. He made it like on his own.
No, I agree. But even then, when you say like plug and play, he's one of the ones when you come out and you don't expect this guy to be a gay guy. So then he starts saying like gay shit, and then he goes very political. You're like, that's what you want. You want someone where it's just not plug and play. You're like, oh, you're different, which is the way I saw it.
It's like watching a sequel to a movie, you know? Like if you used to go to a comedy show and everyone's doing 15 minutes and you know exactly what you're going to get, like that's entertaining, you know, but is it really what you're there to see? You know, you want to be shocked, you want to laugh, you want to cry, you want to do it all. And I don't know, I see a lot of comics just, the show is just like that. It's very much just calm, like there's no mad peaks and valleys. And man, I like to get, you know, I do weird shit. I get on the ground and I'm, you know, talking to people, sitting on the stage, moving around, all this shit. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you just sort of find your feet. But I think really not having the fear of what, and I can do this because I'm on the road with me and my opener. That's it. You know, I don't go and do open mics and stuff. I've got heaps of stage time, thankfully, by doing shows. And I'd love to do open mics if I lived somewhere where there was more around. But Australia just doesn't have the population. There's less people in Australia there's less people in Australia than there is in Texas. But being able to go out and do that with your audience and having fun with it, just talking shit, like that's my favorite part of the job. That's my favorite part of the art, is finding all these different parts, like going through your act and finding new parts that work and going down and bombing, even bombing in the middle of your set, like going down a line that you don't have any punchlines written for. There's no joke there, and trying to find it. And maybe you come up with something, maybe you don't. But, you know, are you taking chances? If you're not taking chances, then that's boring. You're throwing away material after you record a special. If you're not, then that's really boring. You know, you're not really expanding on the art, and it's not changing as you age and become a different person. So, yeah, I imagine the Gen Z comics coming through in the LA scene, and probably the same all over the country, are very much copy and paste of each other, which is a little bit dull.
Yeah, and it's just like the idea of there's only one way to make it too. That's why they're doing it. They're worshiping a dying institution called Hollywood. They're trying to get a Tonight Show set together. Nobody gives a shit, you know. And then they're trying to go blow up on the algorithm. And you know, it's not like the kids aren't funny. They're funny, you know. But is anyone gonna remember anything? I mean, like, there's laughs, and then there's like, holy shit, right? I had a chuckle, I had a laugh, that was great. It's, you know, art's meant to move you, dude, and that's a big problem. Like, that's why the Comedy Store when I got picked up was so amazing, because Mitzi would pick up people to make regulars when they bombed. I watched them bomb. She's like, okay, you're a regular, come on down. You're like, okay, you see something, and then they would blossom. And then towards the end, when Mitzi was still running it, but she wasn't mentally there, that was when art was really great, because you could bomb with dignity, and people were taking big swings at the store because they knew they could, because the industry wasn't there and Mitzi wasn't paying attention. So you could really take chances. Like your wife likes Adam Ray. Adam Ray, I remember when he shows up, he got picked up at the store and he starts showing up and he's doing characters on stage. And I'm like, I like that, dude. It's something different. Take some. This is the place to do it, dude. And I pull him aside, I go, dude, keep doing that shit. That's how you're gonna make it. That's the way it is, and no one else is doing it here. And it was great. And then look at him; he's blown up, and he's done all this amazing shit, and he's a great guy, and I love him. So there's this Saudi Arabian comedy festival going on, like Ramadama Ding Dong or whatever it's called. Some of the comedians are all getting paid fat stacks, like fat stacks. What is your thoughts on that? If you were offered fat stacks, would you go do it? Is there anything about your act that you would be like, nah, I'm not interested, because I might get stoned to death or anything like that?
That would be my only concern. I'd absolutely take the money, but I'm not in a position where, you know, I'm living very comfortably, but I'm not in the position of a lot of the guys that are on that lineup that, you know, they've got all the cash that one could probably need for a lifetime. But, you know, is it what act are you doing? What changes do you need to make to everything in your life? I don't know. I see a lot of people, upset about it. I haven't looked into the reason why these people are upset. A lot of people calling it blood money. I'm not across that at all. So if you gents have anything to enlighten me with, that would be interesting. But yeah,
probably because they sponsored 9/11, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of it. They use slave labor a lot. It's like I know it was Qatar that did that, but there's the whole notion that all that stuff's over there as well. They are the sponsor of Wahhabism, which is the extreme sect of Islam. There's all this stuff, right? And even though I don't believe the official narrative of 9/11, right? I don't believe any of it. There is this idea that they were a part of that. I kind of have a problem with that. I do have a problem with it, even though I don't think it's necessarily a true part of the story, right? Like, I got a problem that they're associated with it, and you don't really hear them refuting it. But I don't believe that part of the story. It's a weird way to look at it.
It's confusing.
If you look at Live Golf's trophy that they gave away at the Live Golf tournament that was being held like only a hop, skip, and a jump away from 9/11. It's literally the beams from 9/11. It's literally the beams. Look at this picture. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Like, what are we talking about? That's
like, what are we talking? Then you're holding us up like, I can't believe I'm on. I'm so happy. You're like, bro, they're mocking you. Guys, I can't tell you what I'm hearing about these mobile phone bills. I got somebody I know who got a $500 mobile bill. Okay, it's out of control, and that's why I love Mint Mobile. If you're still overpaying for wireless, okay, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no, as in no contract, no monthly bills, no overage, no hidden fees, no BS. And here's why I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month. Ditch the overpriced wireless and their jaw-dropping monthly bills, unexpected overages, and hidden fees. Plans start at $15 a month at Mint. Okay, all plans come with a high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contracts, okay? So here's what, it's great. It's the best option out there, okay? It's phenomenal, dude. It's easy, it's peasy, it's the transfer's easy, they take care of you, and it's quality. It's as good as any other service, I'm telling you right now, if not better, okay? So here's what we need you to do. If you're ready to say yes to saying no, make the switch at mintmobile.com/tinfoil. That's mintmobile.com/tinfoil. Upfront payments of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 GB on an unlimited plan. Tax and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. And we thank them for sponsoring the show.
So when we're talking stacks, how much are we talking? I know you don't know the exact.
On the low end, I think not that Tim's the low end, but I think he got 350,000.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. Yeah. That's not life-changing money, but it's like kind of change your life money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get the ball rolling.
Is that all tax-free too?
Oh yeah, I mean that's all these OnlyFans models. They're so stupid. They go over there, they get pooped on, and then they get up 50 grand, and then they don't know to hide it, so they come back and the government just takes it. It's like pay me in Bitcoin.
Yeah. There's a bloke on the lineup. I don't know if you know him. He's from Australia. He's not from Australia originally, but Jim Owen. Have you heard of Jim
Yeah,
Owen?
we were struggling with that on Broken Sim, how to pronounce his name earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one
Jim
word.
Owen,
right?
He's a great comedian and a great dude. But I just saw him on there. I was like, what the f-? Just some random dude from...
Is he like Middle Eastern or something? I think they wanted to sprinkle...
No.
He's like, what is he, Irish, Scottish, English,
something
from
like
the
that.
UK somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, my friends, Mike Young and Brett Ernst have a tour. They're doing like something America or something like that, and they got asked to do it, and then they just got hit late a month later, going, "Yeah, we're not doing it," and then they never heard from them again, which is super interesting to me. So I don't know if everyone on there is a huge name comic. I think most of them are. And I mean, what's it taking to get Fluffy out there? Got to be at least a mil, 1.5.
That's just on fuel for the plane.
Yeah.
Hey, we're Fluffy people here, okay, Johnny? Keep your racism to yourself.
Just because he plays at the Dodgers.
About that.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like who's bigger, him or Russell Peters, depending on like
he's way bigger.
the country. Well, in America he is, but Russell Peters is humongous all over the world. So I mean, they're got to be getting 1.5, 2 mil to do that.
And what's the point? And what's the point of this festival? Do they really want to hear these comedians out there in the Middle East, or is it to make it
all that everything? All that Riyadh season shit is propaganda for the Saudi government to make it look like a westernized, modern place to do business. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's in their charter like that.
Mate, I just think they like fun, they like comedy, and I'm very happy to do it next year if they're throwing me a bit of cash.
Yeah, this podcast next week will be sponsored by Riyadh Season.
Riyadh Season, yeah.
Tinfoil hat presented by Riyadh Season.
Well, I mean, like you hear the money they're dropping on boxing, whatever they're paying for comedy is a drop in the bucket.
And thank God for them. They're gonna improve boxing so much. It's so much. That's how corrupt and shitty the alphabet organizations were. That Saudi coming in and just paying guys to fight each other is infinitely better than what has been the organizations governing boxing for.
So it's gonna stop that this WNBA guy can't fight this WWBC guy, and there's just gonna be like
they're talking about buying all the
Oh,
boxing federations and combining them into one, so like everyone has to fight everybody. I mean, you got to have
boxing to the next level.
Yeah,
like and compete with the UFC when it comes to combat sport.
Did any of you guys watch the Canelo?
Yes,
of course, dude.
So I mean, do you guys think it's gonna stay like that? That no pay-per-view, just straight either Netflix, either Hulu, either Paramount.
The same thing with when I put out my special for $10 on Rumble, and then within an hour it's been ripped and put everywhere for free. It's just you can't do it anymore. There's just too many live streams. So it's like instead go to Netflix, which all you have to do is pay $10 for the month, and you get to watch it for almost what's considered free at that point, even though you're paying for the subscription. I think that's the future. And 41 million people watch that fight.
Nice.
41 million, dude. A pay-per-view they would be happy if it got 1 million people.
And
41 million, that's huge for boxing.
No, and you're right. And it still would have gotten maybe not the 41, but how many people bootleg it?
Yeah. I mean,
like illegally stream it. How many people do that? And they don't get a single cent from that technically at all.
Well,
when you can get $1.
Here's what they're going to do. This is why they're running commercials. So if you do stream it and take it, or what Chad Zumach does sniper it, okay? If you do sniper it, you're still running the ads. And they're making money off the ads. So it kind of counters that as well, But that's
that is curious, Sam. I wonder if they, because we will take credit for any view, but I wonder if they actually do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they try to
What
quote,
do you mean?
like, hey, we're going to give you a quote for 30 million views and then 10 million extra bonus pirated views. I wonder if they factor that into their quote.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they probably went.
Possibly, yeah.
Didn't Jake Paul Tyson get 60 million? Then when they talked about all the pirated, it got up to 100 million.
I believe that. Yeah.
Super Bowl numbers, dude.
Crazy.
Eyeballs, man. That's what it's all about. And if you want to take on the big combat sports, you want to bring boxing together, you need eyeballs. And why not go to the place where everyone's eyeballs already are? That makes no sense. You don't have to put your credit card information in. It's all half the people who already got it. I mean, it's one less step.
It would go a long way to healing the wound, that boxing was dealt when HBO boxing was destroyed by the management at HBO, because that HBO boxing and Showtime boxing really, like, for the average viewer, you know, that was their exposure to boxing every week. It was a place you knew you could go and watch boxing every week. And then when that was gone, you know, it became like you had to find out which app it was in, like DAZN. Is it going to be on, you know, the ESPN app? Is it going to be in, oh hell, what's that? The Ring Magazine app, or the Golden Boy Boxing app?
Well, Johnny, you know, yeah, and Johnny, you know how the MLS is right now. You have to have like 4 different apps to watch every single game on every soccer game, and it ends up costing you like $200 for the year, which is unbelievable to play.
Oh, that must be LA, because I mean, all the Apple, it's just all an Apple for my team. Does LA have it over different apps? You have to watch different apps.
Yeah, you have to get Fubo if you want to watch all of them. It's just kind of like football.
That must be LA.
Yeah.
No, Charlotte's all just it's all in the Apple app. You have to pay a subscription. But I heard MLS is furious because they aren't getting eyeballs like that.
Of course, it was that was a greedy ass move.
Greedy, yeah.
To just go on there anyways. This is not Punch Drunk Sports. I want to get back to conspiracies. So the Charlie Kirk stuff happens. Okay, what was Australia's reaction to it?
Well, I was in Austin, and I saw it on the way to doing the Drinking Bros podcast, and they had him on the show like a year before or something, and so they just found out, so it was very heavy, and you know, like everyone, you see it, you feel sick, it's ridiculous, like madness that someone's been so radicalized that they think it's okay to shoot someone in the head because they feel like they're spreading hate. Like, I don't agree with everything that Charlie Kirk's ever said. I don't think there's anyone that actually does. Like, you know, we all disagree and agree with certain things that people say. But is there anything that, I can't think of anything that anyone said really that I would go, oh, that person needs to die. I don't think that person really exists, at least not in, you know, modern culture.
I had one dude talk about my kids. That's about the only person. That's
for sure.
About the only person.
I feel that. I feel you.
Right.
But the way that I think everyone was just felt super strange about seeing it happen then and there. We were told by people who sort of knew people there that he was dead immediately. The FBI had relayed that information straight away. And there was another dude who, ex-army, said, mate, no one survives that. Like, that's crazy. So we were pretty, you know, convinced he was gone straight away. But I was just sad. I was just sad about the whole thing. Like, I was just like, fuck, what is this? Like, this is crazy. You know, we're watching something, like, it's, whether or not it's a moment in history or not, it's certainly a moment that I think a lot of people remember and go, that was, for the culture wars, if you will, the what's been brewing for years. Like, that's a real crazy moment. And it could have, if it had happened in reverse, you know, a crazy right wing taking out someone on the left, it would have blown up into, you know, George Floyd type riots. Mm-hmm. Like, the cities would be burning right now, you know, and for whatever reason, these gun-toting redneck right-wing Republicans they're just sad about it. They're not violent about it or anything. They're just like, this is fucked.
Yeah, it's super interesting. That's a really great point to bring up, is the reaction to it based on both sides. Like, one side is way more emotional, and there's probably some mental illness deep into that. The other side is, I'm going to be honest with you, probably a little more faith-based, centered. Mm-hmm. And that action is really shunned upon in their religions. And it's probably going to take getting their back in the corner for them to actually do something like that. And, you know, if you're, you know, again, I mean, Australia has different politics, different psyops, this and everything. But in America, I have a T-shirt. It says psyop season takes no days off, right? And just we're seeing it day after day after day after day after day, a new psyop, a new psyop, a new psyop. Everything's fake and gay. Everything's fake and gay. There's nothing that you can go, wow, okay, this is a lighthouse in a sea of shit. That's why podcasters do so well, because they tend to be the ice house, and I mean the lighthouse. Now, a lot of people making a lot of money off of shit talking Joe Rogan on YouTube. I mean, you can see just title after title getting 100,000 views, shitting on Joe Rogan, shitting on the tree of Rogan, and you always see like, oh, dude, they're freaking out, dude. I can tell you this: they don't give a flying. Dude, I go, did you hear this? I go, I don't care. I don't listen to any of it. And it's like,
why are they attacking Joe?
Well, it's like, you know, when you're the top of the king of the hill, everybody wants to knock you off. And, you know, there was this troll a long time ago kind of kicked off this YouTube hate shit. And, you know, he was very smart in one way. He realized that these guys have a really big following, that they would also have a decent sized crowd of hate, people who hated them, and he started playing to them, and then he started getting views, and everybody started talking to him. Now he's shitting in a diaper, and it's not going well for him. But the point is that, you know, people just knows he's get clicks and views. Now there's also people decide to become like the you know, the kind of the entertainment news of stand up, and they're always breaking down the latest on stand up. And there's some of them that start off cute, just talk about it, but then they'll have occasional negative headline, and suddenly they're getting more views, and now they're chasing those views, and now everything it is just super nasty, super like dark. The only one that hasn't done that is this guy named Joke World. I really like him. I love his stuff. And I respect what he's doing. He keeps it pretty light. He keeps it fun, but people know that if you put Joe Rogan in your title, you're going to get more views. That's just the way it is. And, you know, so every day I'm seeing like, you know, the Austin comedy is failing, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, next thing I know, they're selling out arenas again.
You know which one makes me sad? The one that makes me sad because there's these multiple guys that dedicate themselves to Brendan Schaub's. And I'm just like, bro, like, would you really just dedicate yourself to making fun of Brendan Schaub's? And I mean, some of them are just so detailed. Or like, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, you know, Brendan Schaub's. I can't imagine getting that much hate in videos getting made of you 2 hours long of that shit.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
Nice.
I can't express enough how nice Brandon Schaub is. And the reason that happened is because he sometimes says some shit, like we all do. We all say something where we're like, oh, that got out of my mouth. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. And we live in a world where the first time ever an absolute alpha gorilla can get attacked by cuck autistic nerds. And if enough of them come together, they can do damage, and they did. And I love him. I think, dude, he's super funny on his podcast. And I think if he just went back and just really worked on joke structure, because he went right to headliner. And I did that too. I went right to headliner. And it was very hard for me. And I probably, if I was doing it now on the internet, I probably got murdered for it. But I had to bomb my way through 10, 15 years on the road to learn how to be a great headliner. You know? And I feel
you can't replace that. You can't replace that, you know. And this is, if you go straight to the top and you don't have that foundation, I'm not saying that Brendan crumbled, but you know, you don't have any stability there, and you don't have the know-how of what to do in certain situations, and maybe someone catches you out, or a clip goes viral of you not doing so well, or whatever. People just want to see, you know, they just want to spread hate online. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of talking shit about people, no doubt. But, you know, if you look up my name, like there's so many videos about me, about how much of a asshole I am and everything that's wrong with me, and I'm a beater, and I'm a this, and I'm a that, and I'm allegedly bald, and, you know, all of these things. And I'm just like, what I do is I react to those. I watch those videos on my channel, and then I monetize it basically. But I think there has to be a separation between church and state when it comes to comedians, between the character and your actual self. Like I'm me on stage, but also there's a little bit of a character there. YouTube's sort of similar, like if you get to know me, it's all family based. That's all I do all day is just hang out with my son and my wife. And then I'm a bit of a lunatic on YouTube or on stage at night. And that's how I operate. So I'm able to remove myself from that situation because I know who I am. And if someone's talking shit, I go, well, that's not accurate. So who gives a shit? But, if you're not used to that and enough people gang up, like it can be very detrimental to your health and people can really, fall apart. I remember seeing what happened with Sharp. Like, people were hammering him over like his special and stuff. And I watched the clips that they're talking about. And I'm like, man, there's people on Netflix with 10 times worse.
That's my
shit
whole
than this.
thing, dude. It's like,
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Lazy comedy. That was the whole thing with Shane Gillis. When all these comics were piling on him. And they're like, oh, dude, it's just lazy comedy. I'm like, it's one joke in like 123rd episode of a podcast. Like, is anybody like doing closers every single moment of every single podcast where they can just like, it's just painting Picassos?
At the core of it too is the demonization of masculinity. This word bro has been used as an adjective by people who just hate anything masculine, whether it's women or effeminate men, liberals who want to signal to others that they're also, have tiny testes. And they just hate any kind of humor that is related to like man stuff. You know what I mean? Like Tim Allen, that kind of thing, like, any of that stuff to them is just on its face not funny. And because a lot of the shop stuff that they make fun of is kind of like that, it's kind of like, oh, what are you, a dumb jock? You know what I mean? Like
okay, bro, whatever, bro.
Yeah, bro, bro humor, bro podcasts.
My favorite part of that whole thing is this notion that they've created where you can't be racist against white people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys saw Rob Schneider on Kill Tony.
No.
When what's his face? And I love him very much. What's the name of the comic? He's a great comic. Black comic. Can't remember his name right now. He's really great. He's been in Comedy Chaos. Ashy Larry is his character on Dave Chappelle's show. But so there's a Mexican
Rollins?
Donnell Rollins,
Donnell,
yes, and I love Donnell, and I owe him an apology for not getting his name, remember his name, because he is a great comic. And this Mexican comic goes up, and and Donnell is like, "Are you legal?" And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Okay, I won't say." It. And they're like, "No, say." It. And he goes, I just didn't know if he was one of those that weren't legal. I was afraid like ICE might come and get him." And Rob Schneider goes, "Oh, he can do it. He's black. They can't be racist." Like this. So the biggest thing I wanted to ask you earlier when you were telling about the ridiculous thought laws in Australia. So if you make fun of Aborigines, right? You're like, oh, Aborigines, no, or whatever the joke may be, right? If an Aborigine came up and went, Aborigine, no, right? And they did that, would they get in trouble for saying it?
It's actually, you can't actually use the word Aborigine anymore. That is right.
That's a word.
Anyway,
so
not anymore. It's not.
Oh, really? So what do you got to say?
Aboriginal.
Okay, Aboriginal. All right.
But here's the thing. I grew up playing rugby league with a lot of Aboriginal fellas, and we'd all talk shit about each other. So when I go on stage, that's the sort of attitude I go there with. But yeah, you can call someone a white dog or a white whatever, all that type of stuff. And I've made a lot of videos on this anti-white racism, and every time you do that, you get called a Nazi and all that type of stuff. But it's drawing a line in the sand and saying you can't be racist towards white people because they're the supreme class, is what they're saying.
So dumb.
It's so horrible and racist and demeaning. Like, it's just like, what are you talking about? Because most white people, the vast majority of us, like, no one thinks like that. No one wants to bring anyone else down. No one gives a shit. Who gives a shit? I tell you who gives a shit. My son, right? He was at the park the other day and he sees two African people. This is in Australia. Now, our old neighbours were both African. So he's seen African people his entire life. But he walks up to them, stares them like this, and just points. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He's just pointing at him just like that. I'm like, you've seen, what are you trying to make me look like a terrible father, like a big old sort of white supremacist? But he freaked. It was hilarious. And these people, these poor people are just there like going, what is this? What is
Have you ever seen when white girls or white people go to black villages where they've never seen white people? They think it's a ghost.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's what Aboriginal people thought when white settlers turned up.
It's curious to me that Australia has such a crackdown because one of my favorite shows of all time is Summer Heights High, and I think Chris Lilly is just
great,
just brilliant. And that show was huge there, right? Has he been banned to oblivion? Like, what's his story there now? Because I haven't.
No, he does a podcast where he does characters but all his shit got taken off Netflix. He had several shows on there, and
Jonah from Tonga, all that stuff. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's so funny. And he does blackface.
He did brownface.
He does brownface.
Brownface and blackface
on a network show,
and everyone was cool with it.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Everyone should be cool with it. It's so ridiculous, dude. Oh, at some point they didn't let black people act, and they did blackface. Now they're shoehorning black people in everywhere. I mean, so there's this very famous story. It's a real story about a black kid who shot up a school. I forget the adolescence it's called. Netflix literally rewrote the story, made it a white kid, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so impactful." I'm like, "It's a lie. You're watching a lie. You're being reprogrammed. They're hiding history from you." And Netflix can do whatever the fuck they want, but the way people react to blackface still is so ridiculous to me. And I try to give Joe Rogan had a really great joke about blackface. And he was bringing up pirates, but I'm like, what's even worse? St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day is literally about the Roman Catholic Church genociding a bunch of Irish people. And we celebrated with drunk Irishmen and Conor McGregor and all that. And it's like, we're literally like whitewashing this giant murder. It's so dumb.
Right, Sam, have you seen this? Sorry to interrupt you, but we're talking about that. Have you seen the black guy that did whiteface?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then the one guy looks like him.
Hilarious.
And everybody loved that, and there was no problem with that.
Well, Theo Vaughn says he was going to go do blackface, and I would love that shit. That'd be hilarious if Drewski drops an M-bomb on the guy and gets his ass beat. And he's like, that'd be so funny, dude. It's just stupid, dude. It's just laziness. And to be honest with you guys, especially Isaac, the truth of the matter is political correctness is just limiting white people from being able to compete. Because outside the K word, when it comes to every other word is just every other rule is completely annihilated by the people it's meant to protect. Black people call each other the M word. They do 1,000 jokes about how crazy they think black people are. Do jokes about people. Women do jokes about women being sluts. Nobody's worse than Asians than Asian comics. And the only one worse than that are Asian parents. Okay. I mean, Asian parents. And the funniest part of this whole thing is that every one of those ethnic groups can't stop talking about how racist their parents are. They all have the same act. The most racist person in the world is a blank parent. Every time. And it's just this whole thing about like just limiting, just making it so white people can't compete. It's just 100% that's what it's all about. They don't really care about that. Gay people call each other F words all the time.
100%. And it makes it a bigger deal. Like the more that we go, you cannot do blackface. It's like, well, who wants to do black? Like no one's out there really going, I need to do blackface. But the more you make a big deal about it, the more it divides people and spreads each other, like, pushes people apart. And I just think it's all negative. Like, I don't know. I think the F word's making a comeback though. That's good. That's positive. Like,
That's positive.
No one calls
what word is?
gay
What
men
word is?
the F word.
Oh yeah, faggot's back.
It's back, baby. And no one uses it against gay dudes.
I never do. I have a whole joke about it. It's my friends, Tom Brady, and straight dudes I have sex with. That's it. Never the gays, right? So,
that's right.
And then the M word is like, I love being called the M word. It's like my favorite thing in the world when black people and women I'm in bed with call me the M word. It's like my favorite thing in the world. And I have this whole bit about the times I've been called the M word.
Not joking. He's not joking, but this is a bit, but he's not joking, to be clear.
What do you mean?
No, I mean, you really enjoy it. I think a lot of people think that that's a bit for you, but no, this is absolute.
I get a giddy when I get called the M word. I was called it by Paul Mooney, and I tell that story. And then I got called it by a white paraplegic who looked like Vanilla Ice in a wheelchair. Right? And that's the reaction you should get to it. But people get so weirded out, dude. They get so weirded out. And it's just like, guys, I mean, it's like the problem is no one has nuance anymore. That's it. Like the minute you make, and that's why we're in our wedding singer stage of comedy. The minute you make people think, it takes heat off the laugh.
Yeah. But they're also programmed to think this way.
Yeah.
And that's what's so important about like a comedy room too. Like you can tell the difference in a room if it's if it's quite bright and you can see the people next to you. If it's a dark room, like I've done so many different weird, shitty gigs where it's so light and bright and you don't have a great show. And you do the same material in a dark dive room and it goes off.
Are you going to New York at all?
Yeah.
When are you going to be in New York?
Next week.
I have a comedy club just about 40 minutes out of New York.
Yeah.
If you want to perform there, it might be booked out, but they might have things where you could jump up. I could ask him for you.
Yeah, let me know for sure.
I would love to have you go up and do it because what you're talking about is exactly what we did to that comedy club, dude. Right. The first time I performed there, it was white like a surgery room. And then during COVID, I begged him. I go, take the money we made, put it in, paint the room black. Totally changed the room.
Yeah, mate. It's the same for music too. Like I used to go to this pub where I grew up. There's two pubs across the road from each other in a very small little area. And it was a dive, like it was painted black or at least dark blue or something, and posters all over the wall. A new publican comes in, rips all that out, and the place is ruined. It's destroyed. Like the soul has just been stripped from it. And for a good comedy club, it needs to be dark. It needs to be dingy. It needs to smell.
It's like a strip bar. It's like a strip bar. Nobody wants to see who's getting lap dances by the stripper with C-sections. Okay,
that's right.
Like you just want to get grinded on in dark peace. That's all you want.
What was that other one we did? What was the other one we did? The comedy cave over there. It was a really small one. It was like this and you loved it. It was very small. It was super, super dark. Where like you couldn't even see your hand. I think it was a comedy cave. Yeah, or something like that.
And it just was great because, the room was really, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I just played in Chicago. I want to call them. I'm like, your room is too bright. You need to, especially in the neighborhood you are, which is downtown. The club is beautiful and it's a great club. I don't know if this happens in Australia, but if you catch it on the wrong night where there's a giant sporting event or some shit like that, it gets harder to sell tickets. So Notre Dame football was playing that night, and Chicago loves Notre Dame. So it was very weird because it was the only weird show I had that whole week. All the rest of them were just pure fire. But it's so anyways, so I'm playing this club, and it's a great club. It's a gorgeous club. It's a gorgeous little club. I want to tell them to turn down the lights. Don't let anyone see each other. Because they want to laugh at dark shit. They don't want anyone to know they're laughing at dark shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you can hide who's next to you, then you can laugh at whatever you want. You don't have to look around. You can just let loose. And that's what good clubs do, you know. It's the same in like a theatre. Like some theatres, the sort of wash from the stage bleeds into the crowd, and you just like, you can see everyone around you, and it feels strange. Like it feels like very proper. And I guess if you do my style of humour or anyone that I like, maybe that doesn't work as well in those type of environments. But
so
yeah, I don't know, man.
For your show, right? Do you find all those videos, or are fans sending them to you?
For YouTube.
They're on YouTube and TikTok, or just TikTok?
No, I just YouTube. I find all of those. My algorithm is insane. Like it's wild. It's just the most fucked things of all time, and it just keeps rolling through. But like I find videos. I just grab the link and put it in there, and I've got like 50 videos on the go because I try and put out 3 or 4 videos a week. So,
how long are your videos?
20 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes. So it's a lot of recording, but it's just I just pump it out sort of thing, and do it at nap time when the young fella's asleep, and then get a bit of a gym session in, and that's the day.
Dude, you got made. This is my 9th podcast this week.
Shit.
Yeah. They're all hour, 2 hour long. I'm like, I'm losing my mind. I don't even know how to live life.
No more. I struggle with podcasts, man. When it gets past the hour and a half mark, I'm just like, right, what do I got next?
Dude,
Where am I going?
with you. I wish you were on our show, Broken Sim, where I can't get out of there before 2 hours. This kid just rides me like a donkey.
It's not just me, by the way. It is the
no, it is you.
Also, the listeners also are up your ass about saying you have to go. To be clear, it's not just me.
Yeah, they do that 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours.
That's a long time.
It's because we started doing like 3 hour pods.
Running 2 hours.
And everybody got
because we started during it started during COVID when we had nowhere to go. So we just talked for hours.
Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden life got busy. I'm like, I gotta go. Dude, we're only at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm like, that's enough. That is enough. And then this guy would just keep doing stories and drive me nuts, bro. Drive me nuts. Dude, you look like you're staying on the set of The Office. That's where it looks like you're staying right now.
How dull does my background look? I should have blurred it.
No, it's great, dude.
I don't know where I am. I'm in some part of LA, but it's nice. I haven't heard any gunshots. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, dude, you're in a great place. LA's turning, dude. It got really bad. I think it's starting to turn a little bit. I hope your fans show up. LA can be a weird crowd. Like I've been telling these guys, I'll always start the show. Hey, how many people from LA here? If more than half the crowd claps, I know I'm in for a fight. But if I can get like 5 people clapping and the rest of them from out of town, I'm like, okay, you guys can be a good crowd. We'll do this. We'll do this.
I noticed in Austin, my opener Ben, he asked the crowd if there's any Australians there, and there wasn't one Australian, which is really cool to go to the other side of the world and do a show. And the American crowds are fantastic. Like they were on their feet, like just shit that Australian crowds don't do because we're very, the whole tall poppy syndrome, anyone doing well, we want to cut them down. So, people just give you a polite clap or whatever. It's not, they don't get into it. They don't yahoo and carry on. So it was really refreshing to come and do an excited crowd who really wanted to be there last week. That's for sure.
Well, you're a great comic, dude, and it's always a pleasure to have you on. I don't want to keep you too long. You're with your kid, and you're kind of on vacation. I guess you're working, but it's kind of a work vacation, dude. So, Isaac, one more time, tell them where they can find you.
Head to isaacbutterfield.com or go to YouTube and just type in my name. Instagram as well. Dude. I post a heap of shit.
Golok is so interesting. I mean, God bless him, her. God bless. I can't hate him, her. I can't.
She looks. I love it. She actually has a really good sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, why not? What else are you gonna do?
What is that? What is that person?
Golok is like this.
Gorlock.
like show Golok. Show Golok. That's Golok. That's Golok. That's
He's
Golos.
full of real.
It's a dude. It's a dude.
It's a transsexual
man?
Stay Puft
Yeah.
Marshmallow Man.
It looks like Honey Boo Boo all grown up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great.
She said and I'll call her a she because she's got a sense of humor. She goes, if you can't deal with the fat jokes, then don't be fat. And I was like, I love you. Well done.
Fair enough.
Fucking nailed it.
No, but there's a giant. I'm gonna let you go, but there's a giant market for that. Like, you know, I don't know if you know who Jeffree Star is, but it's like this. I don't know how to describe her. You know, she's shiny object, trans, but does not like the they them shit, and she's been teeing off on it, and she's getting a huge response to it. Like people love it because it's almost like when you can't. Yeah, that's. Look how shiny that.
I don't think Jeffree Star is trans.
Like, what is that? That looks trans to me. What is that?
No,
I would say
I
that's
think
androgynous. Is what
or is that glam? Is that glam?
Yeah. That's just a glam leading man, right?
I'm sorry, Jeffrey. Don't hate me. I'm old. I don't know what to call you.
once
Other than I
again,
love
though,
what you're doing.
I watched the Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, like the documentary they did years and years ago, maybe 6 years ago, whatever it was. And Jeffree Star has a really good sense of humor. Anyone with a sense of humor can make it. Like they can make it with any group of people. They can just get there. They can, cross the boundaries. Doesn't matter what sexuality you are. If you have a sense of humor, you can get there. And
it's just also so rare to see someone with a sense of humor coming from any kind of like left lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? That it's
from their cult, like from a cult, like
yes.
standing out above the cult, above the water, going, no, that's not me. I like this shit. I like makeup. There's photos that Jeffrey posts in a G-string, and I look at them and I go, what is this?
Yeah, it's like finding like a
enigma,
congressman with this. If your local congressman was actually really funny, it would stand out similarly because nobody.
Johnny, are you calling Jeffree Star the Thomas Massey of trans?
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's precisely that. Yeah, because he seems kind of like a normal guy. Everybody's like, this guy's great, and it's the same thing. Yeah, totally. It's the same effect.
Jeffree Star is someone you could have a beer with, and he's a flaming homosexual who has a makeup brand and drives a pink wagon. Like,
and makes fat stacks, dude.
Fat stacks, fat dicks. How good?
I think it's turning. I think common sense is starting to come back. I think people are waking up. We're just battling rich kids. Trust fund kids ruin the world. Every bad idea ever put out politically, economically is from a rich kid who hated his dad and wants to see the world burn.
Yeah, boy, you got to make sure your girls love you growing up, Sam. You got to make.
Well, I hug them and tell them they're great. I love them. So
does it worry you that they're going to grow up with money though? Does it worry you that they're?
Dude, when I got money, I'll worry about it, John.
But you know exactly what I mean though. Like both of us, I think, came from.
Is it going to be weird that they're growing up without need? Like they have everything they want. I mean, yeah, that's a little bit of that for sure. I mean, but that's what we're supposed to do.
I know.
I think the big issue comes when you are somebody that's working all the time, and I do that. But I'm blessed in what I do. I have time that if you're working so much focusing on the money, you're not focusing on your kids. I think the key is to really just shower them in love all the time and pay a lot of attention to them. And I don't know, these kids are super savvy now. They know the laws, they know all that shit. And it's really hard to discipline them, but you're not their friend. You're their parents. And you know what? You got to be okay when they cry a little bit because they use that psyop on you. Oh, you're like, hey, dude, that's not going to fall. I'm not going to fall for that. Get in your effing room right now. Let's go. Get in your room. And you just got to do that occasionally, man, because you're training a wild animal. That's what you're doing. And if you don't train that wild animal, they end up on the streets. They end up in prison. The prison's full of untamed animals.
And you don't, the kids who grow up with money, like, it's tough for them. Now, obviously, you want to sort of give them the best start in life, but it's got to be, it's got to be a very strange situation. But anyway, gents, I got to take my 2-year-old to Disneyland for the 4th time, even though he's from Australia.
Go have a good time, dude. Isaac, I have your number. I'm gonna we'll text and see, and if you can make it to the club, we'd love to have you, dude. All right, thanks for coming on, man. We'll talk to you soon. Let's break it down. All right, what'd you guys think, Isaac?
Butterfield. He's great, but he's scaring me. Like, Australia's down, Canada's down with the censorship, and now Jimmy Kimmel got canceled. Is it coming over here? Is it coming over here?
I mean, it's already been here. That's the whole thing on everything I'm talking about. It's already been here. They did that. They did that to Alex Jones off of YouTube. They did that to Tucker Carlson off of Fox News. They did that to Roseanne off of ABC News. Now this is more. This isn't the government, but they kicked off Shane Gillis off of SNL. So I mean, it's here, dude. It's been here. The problem is now it's coming for the left, and they just don't understand that. And it's like, you guys, I've said on 1,000 podcasts, Don Barris works on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm sad that guy might not have a job. It makes me sad. But this is the game, dude. This is the game.
Is there any way to reverse it? Is that it? Is it? Because I mean, you know how it was Elon won Twitter, and we're like, oh, we have freedom of speech back, and then we're here.
And then the Zionists come in and ruin they've literally ruined everything. Every part of our culture that is garbage has their fingerprints all over it.
Well, I can tell you the thing to look for if it gets worse, because we know the path that we're on already from what happened in the past. And what happens in the past is first they get the people for delivering the speech, the people who are saying the wrong things. Then they start going after the people who listen to people say the wrong things. So if you find that there's like thought police, going after you, because this is what they did in Soviet Russia. Like they would, not only were the people making the bad art getting in trouble, but the people who watched it. So if you go to a theater or watch TV, if they're like getting you for that, then we're in trouble. Like if you're watching the wrong kind of YouTube, because it's not politically acceptable, to.
I have some hope because people listen. Here's the beauty of the Jimmy Kimmel canceling. The left now is mad at Disney. How long has the right been mad at Disney for the bullshit they put out? Forever. It's this weird kind of unification. And they're blaming the right. They're blaming Mega. Mega didn't have anything to do with it. This is a corporation's decision, and every single one of these people getting canceled has been a corporate decision. Again, if the FCC is involved, then we have issue. But right now, it seems like that's not it. So we'll see what happens, dude. But hey, you hate cancel culture? Join us, dude. And there's going to be
both sides. Yeah, both sides.
Yeah, stop fighting with each other, dude.
I've seen a lot of people celebrating Kimmel getting canned from the right, and I'm like, you're missing the point, man. You're missing
the point, dude. And it's like if you were anti-cancel culture, you should be anti-cancel culture about this, but you should also understand that this is the natural progression of this.
Yes.
This has to happen to the left, so they up. It's
And how bad did what's her name? Is it Pat Bondi about saying hate speech going on there and then trying to bring it back?
Trump has 100% betrayed his base. And good. You know why? Because now people stop expecting someone to come and save them. And they're already positioning it. It's either going to be J.D. Vance and Charlie Kirk's widow on a ticket.
Didn't think about that.
Oh.
I mean, they're talking about it.
Do you see who the left now is? Harris this week. We'll talk about on BS. I wrote it down all right for next week. But Harris revealed that she wanted Pete Buttigieg to be her running mate, but she kind of got warned off of it by the DNC because he's gay, obviously. But now they're talking about them like they're the next, like it's Harris Buttigieg on a thing. I mean, it doesn't
She's
matter.
Garbage, dude.
This
is the only thing I would say. Kamala Harris, you're garbage. And then I would walk out. But if I was forced to stay, right, I would go, learn to talk. Learn to carry a conversation. Don't day drink. Have a rule. I only drink when I'm at home. I don't drink before. You're not Bert Kreischer, okay? You can't carry a conversation while drinking, okay? Stop day drinking. Now, I don't want you to win because you're fraud, okay? And the whole side of that whole thing. And dude, they just can't stop lying. Since Hillary Clinton ran, they run fake ass polls. That's all they do. That is their whole arm. They think it works. Nobody's falling for your polls, man. Nobody know, dude. Oh, dude, people like Gavin Newsom more than they like JD Vance, and I can't stand JD Vance. The unholy shit that Peter Thiel did to his beehole, I can't even imagine. That's the only way you get there, dude. Is that guy goes medieval on your shitter. That's the only way you get there. And dude, the thing that people don't like JD Vance over fucking Gavin Newsom, whose government just passed a law that they can just take your kid. All strangers do is fill out a form and they can take your kid.
Nobody knows that though. People are dumb, and he looks good. He's a good-looking fella.
On the internet, dude.
Yeah, but
He's
most
American
people, dude,
psycho.
90% of people don't know that, and women, dude, that low info voting women are just gonna look at that. They got Clinton elected twice. Look at all the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
about. They voted for him twice.
Repeal women's right to vote. Repeal women's right to vote. I'll say it to Dana. I'll say it to my mom. Repeal the right to vote. They should have to answer certain political. I mean, and you can say that about guys too. That's fine. But I mean, it's just emotional voting.
Yeah.
And it's not proper voting.
Was it a show?
And I'm sorry to all the ladies here.
Sorry. Yeah, no, well, there was a show either I was listening to or we were doing where someone has this proposal for like UBI. You can do UBI, but if you take it, you forfeit your right to vote, essentially. So they think that would get.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So you can take UBI.
I love
you
that.
have to give up your right to vote for it.
I also think if at a certain age you haven't had kids or you don't have kids in your like immediate family, you can't vote either.
Well, if you can't,
because you have no. That's the only exception.
Okay. Is that because they're not looking at the long term for their kids?
They have nothing invested in the future. Right. I mean, people get more conservative as they have children. So I mean, dude, this is all just joking around bullshit, but
yeah,
I'm serious. Anyways, go to samtripoli.com real quick. Go to samtripoli.com real quick. I'm going to be, nope, go up a little bit. I'm going to be in Ventura okay, this comes out Tuesday tonight. Ventura, then going to be in Tulsa, going to be in Oklahoma City, going to be in Austin at the Mothership, going to be in New Orleans. Yes, then I'm going to be at Skankfest. Then I'm going to be at the Vegas, at the Virgin Hotel. Grab your tickets for Tinfoil Hat Comedy Night. Then I'm going to be in Minneapolis, December 11th through the 13th. Then closing it out at my comedy club, the Dojo of Comedy, on New Year's. Come join me, Shane Cashman and Robbie the Fire Bernstein. Go down. Premium content's fire, guys. It's just fire. I'm putting up stuff all the time. Grab your tickets. I'm putting up 2-3 a week. I'm just nothing but bangers, dog. Nothing but bangers. Go check that out. Johnny, talk about Cash Daddies. Get in the guts, Johnny. Get in them guts. Whoa, we did a big jump. Did you see that?
That was eight big boys.
Nice jump. Go on.
Yeah, nice.
Oh my God, look at that. Didn't you guys tell him not to stop doing that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like we just
yeah,
unbelievable.
I mean, that is a little specific, isn't it?
Yeah. Unbelievable. Dude.
I mean, how he is.
Hold on 1 second. Keep going. Keep talking. Hold on.
Whether you pay for his picks or not, you can go to patreon.com/cashdaddies and check them out there. One cool thing that Howie does every year is releases a portfolio that you can follow throughout the year. And they're mostly like long-term oriented stocks that you would want to keep in your retirement account, your IRA. And then he lets you know if he ever sells those. So you can kind of just, it's like follow along with him. A big brother, in a sense, to borrow a phrase from
a big brother from another mother. Go back to samtripoli.com, please. Go down. Chaos Twins coming, guys. I'm telling you, grab your issue now. Great collector item. If I'm on the road, you come to show, I'll sign it for you for sure. And then, of course, all of our favorite. Oh, get the t-shirts going. Go look at the greatest t-shirt of all time. That's right. Modern Day Prophet. Look at that with my peanut butter hair. Come on, dude. Wood Army. Everyone's join the Wood Army. We need more kids. I should have Blue Chew sponsor that shirt. right?
Yeah,
So go
that's a
grab
great idea.
shirts, and then we got gold and silver. Everybody, go check out gold and silver. Wise Wolf Gold and Silver, talked about it earlier, and then go back. Go check out our boy Christian Yardanov at Live Longer Formula. Help them, help you, help him, help you, help you, help you, him, help you. Okay,
Help
you want to get in shape, you gotta
Help
do it right.
everybody.
Help everybody, and then of course, my chemical free body. I take it all the time, all the time. I took it today. Do the best supplements on planet Earth. And finally, if you, I think, did you microdose today?
No, this is 1 week off.
Okay,
So
this is the
no,
week off.
Week
That's
off.
why you're a little
gotta
off your game.
Yeah, you got to feel the
game.
difference, guys. You got to feel the difference.
I love it. Brain Supreme, next level shit. We love them. They sponsor they're affiliates of ours. We love them. So I want to do it for jiu-jitsu. I want to do it so bad. Anything else, guys?
Hit that like button. Don't forget to leave a review, please.
Come check me out at Johnny Woodard on X, please.
So overall, thought it was a great show. I know it was a little different, not too heavy on conspiracies, but I felt like we should lighten it up a little bit, especially after the one we dropped on Sunday, which was like, dude, you take that show and then this show you put together, you got a nice little blend.
I mean, I know you guys watch a lot of YouTube, at least I do, and it's all been just sad theories, rabbit holes, news where, like I said, you're kind of right. We should have just toned it down a little bit.
Let me see what my algorithm.
Yeah, this is what this did. It's a fun conversation. Yeah, we got a little bit into it, but it's just comedy, talking shit, having fun, going
Do you
off.
think, kind of bring it back to that Charlie Kirk, is there any moment that you thought...
I love that. You're like, it's everywhere. It's just too much. I can't take it. Anyways, what do you guys think about it?
Well, because I was going to ask you, because I just thought about this. Is there any moment that you thought it could have brought like civil war, where like the right could have gone real crazy about it?
The right doesn't do that. Yeah, no.
The right doesn't do that. The right will only do that when their backs are against the
If
wall.
they killed Trump, it could have been gnarly. Yeah, but you just don't see it. I mean, we just saw in London where there was 1 million people in the streets of London and no violence really.
Well, these leftist gangs are all about community. Whereas I think white conservatives are all about their own home, protecting their own home. Like they're locked and loaded there. You know, obviously, if their neighborhood, they'll come out, but really it's about protecting their family. And it's going to take a lot for them to and they're pushing it, dude. They're pushing it. They're doing everything they can to really push it. So we'll see, dude.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's the goal.
Yourself.
That's the goal. That's the goal, is to cause civil unrest so they can get in martial law. And it's going to be a whole different world we live in.
Yeah, because once shots are fired, you're on their turf.
Yeah, and then they bring in bigger guns and bigger shit. And it's like, the only time you should pull guns out, the only time you should pull guns out is when you have, in terms of like, rioting and stuff, is when you have no other options.
Yes.
Because the response is, what can you do? I mean, you have to do it.
No. Now that you say that, it's one thing that I heard, that civil war won't start till your necessities aren't met. Till you can't go to Vaughn's, then we're talking people really are going to become like very upset. And that's when the guns come out, and that's when you can expect some type of civil war.
And even civil wars are all in AstroTurf. They're funded by higher ups to cause the chaos. And we're seeing that with, so this, I know we were talking about how sad the Charlie Clerk thing is. So now it's like this trans gun club or whatever. And they have a speaker and she's been speaking. Dude, there's no chance that organization isn't funded by dark money. There's no chance.
It's a trans
that it isn't.
I've never heard of that.
Will you look it up, Johnny? Like a trans arming militia in Utah. Like how many trans are in Utah that you need a militia?
Pistols? There's a thing called the Pink Pistols. They're
in Utah.
Okay, Utah. The primary trans gun club organization in Utah is the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City, the AQSLC, which began as a chapter of the National Pink Pistols, but separated. Separation. In 2021, the National Pink Pistols is a single-issue pro-gun organization for the LGBT community. AQSLC is led by Ermia Fanayan, and they're focused on empowering the queer and trans community through firearms training and self-defense.
Yeah. Crazy that they call it pink guns because all they got are brown eyes. Am I right, everybody? Come on! Come on! Come on! Yeah, this is all astroturf, and that's what sucks. Every single moment of it is funded by fractional reserve banking. Fed funny money is what's causing everybody to go to war with each other over fake money that isn't backed by anything. Oh, you got $1 billion? That's $1 billion of nothing, unless you won't put it in real estate and stuff like that.
I would take $1 billion. If anybody wants to give away their useless billion, I would take it. Just saying.
Johnny, why don't you go do stand up in Saudi Arabia, you piece of shit?
Hey, I would, bro. I don't care if I don't even have 20 minutes. I would do stand up in Saudi Arabia.
Johnny, would it be crazy if Johnny's in Saudi Arabia just doing jokes about me and no one knows who I am? Anyways, Sam's a weirdo.
By the way, you're right. I haven't said one joke about you since you
Johnny,
voiced your concerns about that. I just want to be
a joke. It's a joke about you, your joke.
It's a cheat code, because people like to hear things about people they know, and everybody feels like they know you. So it's a little bit of a cheat. I'll own that, especially at the thing. But yeah, dude, the Saudi. Since you brought it up, the Saudi.
Does your internet run on Steam? Like what is going on with your?
Does it seem bad to you? It seems totally fine to me.
No, it seems bad.
It's a little glitchy. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Your spaceship isn't working.
It's not gonna seem. It's gonna be fine to everybody else because I'm the host and I'm recording it, so nobody's gonna know what you're talking about. The Saudi thing. Do you have a would you wouldn't have done it though? You said on Broken Sam, right?
I don't think I would do it.
350 grand.
$500,000. I'm like, guys, look at me. I'm dressed like a ninja. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You would have found a way to do like some family humor, I think, probably, right? Because you broke.
Dude, for $500,000, I would get pegged on stage. I would get pegged, dude.
It's funny
just split my shitter. And they would make me juggle while I always get my splitter shit. My shit splitter. My shit split.
Sam's juggling while he's getting his shit split.
Like, oh! And I just have Dana hold the bag of money in front of me.
They're shoving the live golf trophy up your ass. Yeah, that would be just.
Oh yeah, I would take the live golf trophy that looks like 9/11 shoved up my ass for $500,000.
You gotta get
that. That's how I do it,
dude. You gotta get the whole thing out there. Yeah.
The only thing is like you better use the most proper lube of all time. I must get pristine.
In Saudi, we have the best lubricants in Saudi.
The best lube, and it's just like scooping up oil out of the fucking ground.
Yes, we make the lubricants right here in Saudi.
Unbelievable, dude.
Oh, it's so fun.
All right, guys. That's been a great show. Enjoy the highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim.
Would you say that again? I mean, what led you to say that?
Piers, let me just say this. I'm going to answer your question, but just so the audience knows, and I hope you don't cut this out. When I asked you what subjects you wanted to talk about, you know what you said to me? You said, I want to talk to you about freedom of speech in America and the response to Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah.
Not once did you mention that we were going to talk about CNN or whatever. So, and had I known that, I probably wouldn't have accepted this interview. You have invited me on many times, and I tell you, Piers, I know you. I would come on your show, but I don't do panels. And so when you said I'm not going to be involved in a panel, I agreed to come on your show. But I thought you would also stick by the subjets that you told me that you were going to talk about.
Just to be clear,
rather than try to ambush me with something.
Just to be clear,
so,
you and I haven't.
Stop.
You and I haven't had any conversation about your appearance here. I'm talking about my team talking to you.
Yeah, no, and I saw you, Piers, in a restaurant, and I said, "Hey, Piers, good to see you, I would come on your show, but I don't do panels.
Right.
And I said the same thing to your bookers.
There's only one
and
of
so
you
when
don't.
I asked you, and right.
It's great.
Okay. And so, yes. And I said, that's why I agreed to do it. But when you asked me, or when your team asked me what subjects, and I asked them 2 or 3 times, I have the text messages, what do you want to cover? Not one.
Pierce looks like he's about to jizz his pants, by the way. He feeds off this. This is
he loves it. He loves it. Who wants to watch a British guy jizz? Who wants to watch a British guy jizz?
Watch his face, dude.
Was CNN mentioned? So I don't appreciate being ambushed, but let me answer your question.
Hang on one second. No, Don, hang on 1 second.
He's so happy.
Let's just be crystal clear about what's just happened. You brought up the subject of cancel culture. I asked you, did you feel your departure from CNN was an example of that? And you answered the question. And I think it's perfectly reasonable.
And I answered the question.
Perfectly reasonable in that if you'd said to me, I don't want to talk about it, fine. Sorry. You said what you're going to say. By the way, we don't.
Disingenuous.
Don, we don't edit.
I don't like arguing like this. I'm not going to get into an argument with you. Piers, I think that's completely disingenuous. And I think anyone watching that.
What are you talking about?
And so if you will allow me, please.
What
please
are you
stop
talking about?
Me, okay. Did you invite me here to interrupt me, or are you going to let me?
I think you're being a complete dick, if I'm honest.
Both of these queens know that this is going to be shared everywhere. That's a big problem. Nobody has authentic conversations anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's just about ratcheting it up so you somehow get seen in the algorithm. And even though I don't like Piers Morgan, he's not doing anything wrong there. And it's just Don Lemon trying to create fake drama so everyone remembers his name. I mean, and again, if you get into Don Lemon, okay, it's just like, why is this guy on television? All the lies that he supported, it's just absolutely ridiculous. All the cancel culture he supported. Why are we listening to this guy? He's garbage. I mean, if you want to bring it back up, I'm fine.
No,
I was enjoying it, but it was like he's such garbage. They're both
well, and you know, the left media propaganda is going to be hurt even more now because NBC and MSNBC are being kind of pulled apart. So you're going to see a lot of the NBC News people and stuff that were on MSNBC being extricated from that situation, and that I think MSNBC will probably collapse. So because they're going to have to come up with their own new editorial standards and their own like management structure. And I think you might see MSNBC also, not just CNN, but MSNBC collapse over the next year.
Okay.
I do.
Well, that's very kind and respectful of you.
It wasn't intended to be kind or respectful.
I don't like the homonym attacks. I could respond in kind.
You can say what you like about me. I don't care.
I think that I'm above that. I'm not going to do that, Piers. That's not who I am.
I don't understand why you're playing the victim card when you yourself mentioned cancel culture.
Because Piers. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me do this.
Oh my God.
It should be embarrassing. Yeah, I can read out the team messages to you because I just think it's completely unfair, and you know that. I'm prepared to answer your question, and then I'm going to move on. I told you I'm prepared to talk about Charlie Kirk's death, the response to it, and cancel culture, and freedom of the press. So freedom of speech.
You were prepared to talk about cancel culture, or you weren't?
Unless you. No, I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared to talk about
cancel culture. But that has. Oh my God, Piers, could you stop interrupting me?
Not really. You're kind of exhausting me. It's ridiculous. Why would you react this way to a perfectly normal? Obviously, if you mention cancel culture, obviously it's rational and logical that I would ask you whether you felt what happened to you at CNN was that. I played the clip and then you throw a hissy fit.
I've given you a moment. Enough. I've given you your moment.
I don't want a moment.
This is going to go viral. So please,
I don't want a moment.
Yes, you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't do this. Otherwise, you would be a respectful journalist and host. And
I don't think I'll take lectures on being a respectful journalist
because you want a moment. Oh my gosh, Piers.
I won't.
I can't even hear because there's a delay and you keep talking. And I mean, what do you want me to do? Like rip the earpiece out in the mic and run off so you have a moment?
No, I don't care. You can do whatever you like.
No, you're creating a moment, you idiot. Everyone sees what you're doing.
You've done this weird rant. I don't understand any of it. Why have you done this weird reaction? I simply asked you about whether you felt your departure from CNN was, in your eyes, an example of cancel culture. I played the clip,
Piers,
and I then said, when you watch it back, do you really understand what you were saying?
This is why I don't do this, but you're embarrassing yourself, Piers.
You're embarrassing
yourself.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's so fantastic. Piers Morgan is a master of bullshit. I mean,
he's
so
totally
good at
right.
that.
I like
No,
what
he's
a
totally
queen
right, but
that
he's
guy was
great at
being.
that.
What a baby.
He's an artist at that kind of, and I'm telling you, that delay, he has turned that delay into an art, because he interrupts people precisely when they're trying to talk, and it leads to these arguments. I watch a lot of that, unfortunately, and he is a true artiste. I have something that was okay. So Meta, Facebook had their big Connect event where they introduced these new, I know you have the Ray-Bans that you can record video with. Well, the new iteration of them has an actual display in the lens that nobody else can see, but you can see. And they had perhaps the worst event I've ever seen with tech problems. And if you want to see Mark Zuckerberg on stage thinking about murdering people, that's what you're going to. Yeah, that's why I'm going to show it to you right now, sir. Just give me a moment. So this is, again, Mark Zuckerberg at Connect.
Really proud of this. Maybe let's make, I don't know what should we make? Maybe like a steak sauce, maybe Korean-inspired type thing, just to show what the live AI is like.
Yeah, let's try it. It's not something I've made before, so I could definitely use the help. Hey, Meta, start live AI.
Starting live AI. I love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients. How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first? What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
It's all good. You know what? It's all good.
Okay, someone just lost their job.
It's
yeah.
The irony of the whole thing is that you spend years making technology, and then the Wi-Fi at the day kind of catches you.
A few moments later.
So I think our call will be coming in any moment now.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there.
Couldn't have happened to a better person.
That's too bad. I don't know what happened. Maybe Buzz can try calling me again. All right. Well, I got a missed video call. Okay, there's the actual video call. All right. I'm just going to pick that up with my my neural band. This is, it happens. Yeah, let's, what do you think? Let's
Adele, you're doing great.
WhatsApp video call.
It's excruciating.
We're about to get the first murdered AI.
Yeah.
Yay.
Right. Try it again. I keep on messing this up. And if not, then we'll go for the less fun option. Okay.
He's going to hear this in
I
his
don't know what to
sleep.
tell you guys. All right.
Don't you think you would run it
We're going to have
first?
Buzz come out here, and we're just going to go to the next thing that I wanted to show and hope that will work.
Yeah. So
Dude,
what?
this is-
So it's the AI.
Johnny, would that fall under an atrocity?
That is an atrocity for Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah.
That's an
unfortunately.
atrocity for a lizard person, dude. Play
So what
the
happens
atrocity music.
We don't have atrocity music. I don't
Oh,
think.
Johnny, you're the worst
No.
AI ever. Now I know how Mark Zuckerberg feels. We had a big moment. We could play our atrocities, and you messed it up again.
What happens is they do the demo without people in the stadium or whatever, the arena or whatever it is, the theater. Thank you. And when all those people get in there and get on the Wi-Fi, it just crowds the Wi-Fi. Steve Jobs famously was running an event one time, and the Wi-Fi started going down because of all the people, all the tech nerds on the Wi-Fi. So he just stopped in the middle of the event and said, "Hey, I'm going to end this right now unless everybody gets off of the Wi-Fi. Just close your laptops. You can type this all up later and I'll continue, or we can just skip the whole thing. And so he made everybody like just pointed at people and made them close their laptops.
Johnny, we should have Midnight Mike make an Atrocities theme song for us. Atrocities! I can't believe this happened.
Now, if anybody, a listener too, wants to do an Atrocities, we haven't done it enough, I guess, to. But yeah, so then the guy comes who's kind of responsible for that, ends up on the stage with Zuckerberg. I couldn't find the clip.
God.
And the guy is just, you can tell, humiliated, and Mark is like, no, it's okay, man. Let me see, I'll see if I can find that clip of it. If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app, or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
I'm being told, 30 out 6 into your neck. Well, it makes sense. It's coming down. It would hit bone and then ricochet. So I've seen that. That's what it does. Comes in, high velocity. It'll bounce off bone. And he gave me, I had a long conversation with him just now. And it made perfect sense to me. And he was very upset. And he asked me not to give out graphic details. And I said, I can't do that. I can't explain this. Jesus. Without explaining it. I mean, I just can't do it. But I've seen this myself. So, we'll have ballistic experts on. We'll break it all down. But that's the facts as we know them right now. God bless you all. God bless Charlie Kirk. We're in freedom. I took my daughter shopping today. I might do that twice a year. Took her to Domain, North Austin. And I saw 2 Charlie Kirk shirts. One Charlie Kirk, one Freedom. And so that's exciting. God bless you, Charlie Kirk.
I love these guys. They just repeat themselves over and over and over. I don't know. Did you get it still after the 5th explanation? Did you get exactly what they're talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you get it? So okay. So the bullet.
We have our own JFK.
This is basically Magic Bullet Theory Part 2, basically. Yeah. Bullet went. But technically, do you understand what? Basically, if the bullet would have gone this way and it would have hit his neck, it should have gone straight through him.
So you think it was in the microphone? Is that what they're saying?
No. So
how does it go up?
So what they're saying right there. So
I just saw a comment that
said. If the bullet would have got him right here, you know how it said they got him in the neck.
Yes.
There's nothing here that should have stopped the bullet from going
That's
through.
What they're saying. He's Superman.
And then maybe it could have hit someone in the back. You get what I mean?
Gotcha.
It should have hit someone else in the back. So what they're saying is that it came at an angle. But if it came at an angle, then where the bullet come from? Exactly, if it was at an angle. So that's where
the mic would go up.
Yeah, but the surgeon or whoever did the autopsy on Charlie Kirk's body says that thing stopped the bullet, and there's no way a artery or a small little thin bone stopped that from going straight through. So that's what the theory it's on.
And we're just supposed to believe it because we believe, since he's religious, we're like, oh, he's Jesus, and
oh yeah, they threw the miracle in there. Yeah, they literally threw it was a miracle,
which is kind of like a slap in the face because you're just like, okay, so just because everyone that believes in him is religious, so we're just like, oh, he is.
So he's
Jesus.
a saint.
He's
a saint now.
It makes you so
who's got a Charlie Kirk candle? Are we lighting Charlie Kirk candles up now, right next to the Virgen de Guadalupe one?
Then people are gonna be like, what? You don't think he's you know what I mean? Like God didn't save a lot.
Yeah, because because they're bringing the
tricky.
Even when Charlie Kirk is in here, he's saving people. I heard someone already, and I'm like, all right, let's chill out. Let's chill out.
So stupid. Do you? I don't know. Do you want?
What do you mean?
Okay, so I heard this on Broken Sim, the stuff about.
About his wife?
About Erica.
Yeah.
And then you sent me this, and it explains it so much more. Do you want me to play?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's okay? I mean, R.I.P. to the family. And
not to the
condolences.
Family,
yeah, R.I.P.
to
this
story is like
the friends and family. And
Sam brought it up, and I was like, what the? This is crazy.
This is 3D. This is what we.
Oh, Charlie, I love you.
Erica Frontsday, Arizona.
They're accused of training children in crime and sending them west.
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released.
That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent. still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
Well, I think they got to make this stuff.
And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. That
So
dog.
now-
Yeah, that dog does some research.
The dog is so smart.
That dog does some
It does better than me.
motherfucking research.
Bam, get to work.
Yeah, bam, get to work. Step your game up.
She goes over it too.
No, but what was I
go
saying?
ahead.
But
I mean, it's not unbelievable. Like they said that she wasn't famous before, and then all of a sudden she did the beauty pageant and worked for Trump, and then Trump got her close to.
I mean,
America.
everyone's saying that Charlie Kirk would have ran for president.
He still was going to, right? He's too young.
Oh, he's too young. Yeah, I think you have to be 45 at least
Yeah.
to run for president. But if you think he was gonna run, you don't think she's gonna run, and you don't think she's gonna have the Republican vote. You don't think she's gonna be the first actual lady, Michelle, Hillary,
Also,
Kamala. Get the
didn't
away,
quit.
because this girl is coming in hot, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how old she is. I heard she's 5 years older than Charlie, so that makes her
really?
37. I think you got to be 45 to run, so she's got a couple years till she can technically run. But I'm telling you right now that she's running, and she's gonna come in with some heat, dude.
36.
36.
She's 36 years old.
Fire though. No offense, Charlie.
She's beautiful.
I know, yeah, she's beautiful.
I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did like her speech at his funeral, but
Dude,
like
she held it together. I
it sounded a little scripted, but of course it's gonna be
Yeah.
two stadium. They have two stadiums. That's
Dude,
just so
and
much.
I mean, shout out to your brother, because
Yeah.
he-
So my brother's so stupid. He's so
What?
stupid because So I posted on my Instagram, and then I saw that he looked at it at the story. It's like 5:00 in the morning. It's Sunday. So I texted him. I'm like, "What are you even doing awake?" He never goes on Instagram. He's not an Instagram guy, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go to this Charlie Kirk thing," and I was like, "What?"
You're like, why didn't you
I was
invite me?
like,
You're
"What?" Yeah,
like,
I'm
yo.
like, what are you talking about? And so he's like, I got to make sure everything's running because they didn't have time to prep it. And I was just like, are you going to the
memorial?
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, you're not going to it, right? Because I heard that there was a headline saying that there was a guy disguised as a cop that was trying to get in, and they stopped him before. So like I was like, there's threats, and they're not prepared. And he was just like, no, I'm not going to there. I'm just going to dispatch. And then when he got there, he was like, I'm freaking here. Like, I was like, and he was like, I'm scared. And I was like, yeah, I would be scared too. And so he was like, I'm with all the cops. He said that it went smooth, that just a bunch of people got towed. But he's like, all the police were there, and all the cops were joking that any crime could be committed. And
I mean, it's one of those moments where
it was just like, yeah, the president and the vice president and Elon. I'm like, dude, how are they not like?
Dude, I was telling you that is probably, as much as you were like, I don't know how
So
secure it is. It's so secure. Like,
yeah.
It
It wasn't that secure. That's what he said, though. That's why he's like. I mean, he's
Well,
not a cop.
well,
He just does communications
there's,
for
there,
internet.
I mean, okay, maybe you're okay. No
and
offense.
they sent
okay.
him there, so if there's any issue.
And honestly, no offense to your brother or anybody
No, it's
there.
okay.
They're protected, just not your brother and them.
No,
the
that's
president, the VP, Patrick Bet Davis, all them fuckers, Elon Musk, they're good to go. They're taken care of.
Yeah, I know. I told him, I'm like, are they at least giving you lunch? And he's like, yeah, I get a good lunch.
At least getting lunch.
Literally,
You're out
what
there
we talk
protecting the president. All you want is lunch.
Yeah. He was like nervous at the beginning, and then I left it on my live stream. So I'm like, dude, I wake up and like such bad stuff happens, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let it play. So if I hear anything, then I could wake up.
I wonder.
Scared me.
I thought, I kind of looked it up, but I didn't really look it up that well. I thought you couldn't have the VP and the president in the same spot at the same time.
You said that, yeah. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous. I thought you would have the VP. I mean, some shit goes down, you kill the president, you need the VP. That's why he's the vice president. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making some illegal
You mean
bullshit
like
up.
for events?
For events, yeah. I mean, in general.
No,
I
not
would.
in general, because they're doing meetings and stuff.
Well,
Like,
no,
you see it
I
on
mean,
camera all the
maybe.
time.
I mean, I don't know. I just know there's someone that's not always there at all times. There's always someone that has to be like
I
off
know what you're
site.
talking. I've heard that before, but I don't remember. Yeah, they can. Don't know that. Oh, maybe we shouldn't be so quiet. I'll show what I'm reading.
I don't know, but I know there's someone. Obviously, maybe it's obviously not the vice president.
Maybe
but
it's like an old rule.
maybe, but I for sure knew that there's someone that has to stay off site, as in like. Who knows?
Maybe they have to travel separately, right?
Maybe, I don't. But obviously I was wrong. But no, it was one of those places where like
Oh, when they travel different on air travel.
Oh.
It's only air travel. So the president takes Air Force One, the vice president travels Air Force Two. I didn't know there was an Air Force Two.
Did they charge for the memorial?
I don't know. I saw like videos on it saying that like you couldn't have bags and stuff, and that it was hard to get in. People were there at 4 a.m.
Oh, they didn't charge properly. It'd be hard for me to think that they charged for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be weird to charge for.
They said like the city was trashed. I didn't save videos of it, but they said that like because you can't bring in bags, so everyone just left all their stuff in the streets. So like it was all trash. But yeah, my brother said it went smooth. Just cars got towed. It's weird that it was in Arizona, no? Or is he from Arizona?
Turning Point is in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Turning Point though with the company is in Arizona.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, but
I mean, she might be. This girl goes over. You want me to play hers?
Play her. See what she says.
We're about to find out if Erica Kirk is a honeypot or the Christian conservative wife that we have seen her being all these years. People have been claiming she may be a honeypot since they started dating. And if you don't know what a honeypot is, it's beautiful, usually very intelligent women who are intentionally put next to a man in rising power or is already in a place of power as a way to control them, motivate them, keep them on the course, basically. People who put these two people together want her to keep him going.
Go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hack.